It's not a Ferrari, I know, but we'll make do with it. And you know it's a Revell in Germany when it's so big it doesn't even fit on the viewfinder. That's a big box. This was another eBay deal that was just caved in completely right there when I got it, so I am surprised that there's even a kit here to build. As usual, we'll just dump all this out, see what we're working with, and dive into each sprue with a little more detail. I just want to let all you newcomers know that Ferrari 330 build, that was a unicorn. That was put together very quickly for a group build. I only had 2 weeks to get that together. In doing so, I was able to put out a new video every night after it was done. This one, I'm in no hurry. So, videos are going to be every 3-4 days, maybe, depending on what the weather's like here in Kansas. Diving into the body, we see that unmistakable wedge style that the 80s were so familiar with. Everything looked like a wedge of cheese back then. And after the shape, I realized just how thick this thing is. This is a huge chunk of plastic. Other than a slight warpage on the roof, I don't think anything is going to hurt this car. It already wants to pop back into place. I'm hoping when I get the windows installed, it'll kind of piece all that back together. At least that's my hope. Alright, outside of that, there is a lot of mold lines on this. My fingernails catch on just about every piece body panel I've run my fingernail across. And I don't like how most of the stuff is molded in. It's not a big deal, just a lot of masking. Takes time. Now there is some damage on the front bonnet here. I'm assuming from the gnarly shipping method that it had to go through. But it shouldn't be too much work to clean up. First sprue, we got the majority of the body pieces. We got the rear bonnet, the front and rear fascias. I'm assuming the wing and the deck lid. Lucky for me, the only thing that's warped is the sprue. These body pieces look perfect. And there are those unmistakable kidney bean grills that all the BMWs are known for. On the other side of the bonnet, there is some bracing that it's already ghosting through to the top side. And I have a feeling that may show up under paint, especially since we're painting this white. I'm scared. And for some reason, the rest of this segment got all fuzzy, so I have to cut the video right about here with no transition. BMW chose the inline 6 just because it is a known powerhouse. They could produce so much power out of this. And it's crazy. It's a small engine. It's only 3.5 liters and it made something around 470 horsepower. For comparison, my car has 7 liters and only makes 570 horsepower. BMW knew what they were doing with this. Outside of that, there's not a lot to this sprue. The block halves, the headers, and the engine mounts. There we got a little bit more. Got our intake manifold stack. Here we have the center console, as long as the uprights for the rear wing. The exhaust. The upper and lower grille inserts. That singular seat because of race car. What I'm assuming are a bunch of electronics for the interior. A fire extinguisher that hopefully doesn't get lost in the abyss. Here we have the main chassis pan as well as some more body pieces. We got the rear window louvers, this door carts or door panels, depending on where you're from and what you call them. Another grille. Here is just one random piece that is blank on both sides. No idea what that's for. We got more louvers for the rear bonnet. Main chassis, it is almost as thick as the body was. Revell used a lot of plastic back in the day. I could bend this whole sprue in half and it's not even affecting that chassis pad. This sprue will have the majority of the suspension pieces, a few more engine bits, and the wheels. And I am assuming that is the front suspension. That other bit was the rear suspension. Of course, we got staggered wheels, always going to be wider in the back. We got the inline 6 valve cover. We're going to be wiring these up. Got to track down a V8 distributor and modify it. And I'm kind of surprised that Revell gave us full brake detail, considering that these wheels are solid. Can't see through these spokes. I was going to track down a photo etch kit that included full brakes, so I might just skip that, because you can't see any of those. I don't know if you guys can see right here, but I don't know what these are, but that top one right there, there was a crack right through the gate on that sprue, so I'm ready to cut those off because that piece is already broken. Normally I don't take these out, but these bags weren't sealed very well, so my treat, have a look at the glass. This stuff is super thin and super clear. They did a good job on the glass. Other than advertising side windows on the box art, I don't see any side windows here. So we got our main windshield, we got our front rear blinkers, we got the rear window, and I don't know what them triangle things are yet, but we'll figure it out. And I thought that these were fog lights this entire time, but they may just be brake cooling ducts. Or they are fog lights and they didn't give us glass for them. Now these tires, we need to talk about these tires. I'm shocked. These tires are amazing. Normally, when I get slicks on a car, I will beat them up just to give them this effect to make them look used and make them look real. Just look at that tread pattern. That looks like every slick I've ever seen in the real world. Kudos to you, Revell. Right about there is where all the good ends and the bad begins. I don't know how well you guys can see this, but these tires, they don't have the same markings. They at least have Goodyear printed on one side. The rear tire is blank on one edge, which is what I prefer, and it is printed Goodyear on the other. The front is printed Dunlop on one side and Goodyear on the other, so guess we're gonna have Goodyear tires on this car. And looking at the wheels, I didn't realize there was such a dramatic diameter difference. And here is another area where Revell shines. Their decals never fail to amaze me. As you can see, these were printed in 2014. These are 6 years, almost 7 years old now. I've had Tamiya decals that are 6 minutes old and just been complete trash. Revell knows what they're doing when it comes to decals. And I, of course, will be doing the 666s because I am a metalhead. I don't know who the Piquet feller is, but well, I like 6s. And everybody has to love these Revell Germany instruction sheets. They're all in German, so nobody's ever going to understand them. The illustrations, though, are super detailed and very clear. One of my favorite things is a parts list just like this, so I know immediately if anything's missing, because I'd rather know now than 2 weeks into the build. That square right there, I don't remember seeing that on the clear parts. It doesn't have a number next to it, so I don't know if it's an actual part, but it's there, so I'm curious. Now just pan through these here real quick just to give you guys a brief idea of what we're coming up against. I'm kind of scared for this rear wing. I've heard some horror stories. There's really no way to locate it. You just glue it on and hope it's right. And I keep seeing this Zolder printed on almost every page. I don't know what that means. There's going to be a lot of masking involved with this build. And I do not like having the front rear bumpers sandwiching the body together and holding the kit together. I don't like it. Shoulder. I understand the Zolder reference. Zoltan. Ah, there it is. I knew there was a paint call out in here. Of course, I don't understand any of it, but, well, we'll figure it out. It seems to be in every language except English. That's fine though, because I always look at reference photos and don't really trust the paint callouts. That's it though, guys. Stay tuned. We're going to get to work very soon.